Alabama, and then home against Georgia State, the very last game of the season on December 5th.
Who's Tech play this week because they had the weekend off too?
Yeah, let's see who Old Tech plays this weekend on November, let's see, what is this, the 9th or the 12th? So what day is that? What is the 12th?
Thursday night.
Yeah, they play Thursday night. They play Thursday night, Georgia Tech, Thursday night game. I think this is their third Thursday night game, isn't it? Virginia Tech Hokies. So they'll be at home taking on Virginia Tech, Georgia, Virginia Tech on Thursday at Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta.
There's another job coming up because Frank Beamer announced he's resigned at the end of the year.
Yeah, after all those years at Virginia Tech, he's moving on, going to retire. And then Georgia Tech plays at Miami and then home against the Georgia Bulldogs. All right, the game between Mary Persons and West Lawrenceville, I guess, was closer than, a lot of folks thought.
I kind of got excited at halftime.
Yeah.
Mary Persons was losing 16-7.
Yeah, they were against West Lawrence.
I was just hoping and praying that we were going to Dublin instead of Forsyth. But then we got the final score of 26-17, so they pretty much shut them out to the second half and came up. So I'm sure our coaching staff was up to watch that game, so I'm sure Coach Grims will have a lot of comments tonight at the Touchdown Club to tell us what he thinks about Mary Persons. But
yeah,
going to be a very good team. Like I said, they're ranked 4th in the state, 10-0 on the season, so undefeated team. But upsets happen every Friday night in the first round of state playoffs. We just got to go up there and play well. And like I said, remember it's 0-0 to start and just take it one play at a time, one quarter at a time, hopefully find a way to win.
Okay.
Be a big upset if we could pull it off. Be fun.
Okay. Well, the text just came in. If you ever have any comments or questions during the Butch and Bob show, you can always text in at 912-427-3711. He just said that Kevin Carter played at Florida, McFarland played at LSU.
Marcus Spears played at LSU.
Okay. So
there's another guy there, McFarland.
There's a lot of them. Yeah.
And I think McFarland might have played at Alabama.
I don't know. Whoever this person is says Kevin Carter played at Florida, and then McFarland played at LSU.
No, Spears
all right,
Spears played at LSU.
All right.
Spears is in with Paul Finebaum. He's on there all the time with Paul Finebaum with SEC Network.
Okay. Mary Persons, you said they're in Forsyth?
Forsyth.
Okay, just north there of Macon. I know that the Wayne County High School drama team will be doing their public performance this Thursday night at 7 o'clock there at the Cagle Theater. Everyone's invited to go to that. If you have not seen this play, folks, you need to see it. It is powerful. There's a big reason why they won Region a couple of weeks ago, a big reason why they won the Best Actor and Actress Award and won several other awards with that play. So, folks, make sure you're at Cagle Theater Performing Arts this Thursday night at 7 o'clock for the play, the one-act play the drama team puts on called Our Place. Yeah, it's just a phenomenal play. It'll make you laugh, cry, just have all kinds of emotions. And they are in state competition, won't say playoff, but state competition this Saturday up in Warner Robins. And they are the last play of the day. They don't perform until about 6 o'clock, and they have to sit there all day long and watch the other performers. And then they perform around 6 o'clock, and then they'll have the judges get together, do all their judging, and the awards handed out. But since they're going to be up there in that area, since they're going to be up there Friday night and then all day Saturday on Friday night, they're going to go to the Wayne County Mayor Persons game. Some of the folks involved in the cast are in the band. Of course, they're going to be there. So there's one of my grandsons. Hey, Maxton. And so they're going to be doing that on Friday night. So all the play folks will be up there watching the game on Friday night, which I think is pretty good. Yeah, they're up there. They're all going to the game.
The more the merrier.
Yep, the more the merrier. And so what a game between Colquitt County and Camden. Colquitt just dominated that game, it looks like. From the score.
The second half they did.
The second half,
yes. 14-14 halftime. Colquitt's they just loaded. I mean, ever since that coach from Hoover, Alabama showed up, they recruit very well. So they get the best players in that area.
Yeah.
Plus they get them across the state line as well. So
how do they go across and get them from the state line? Whether the whole family moves to Colquitt County? Yes. I mean, there's got to be jobs there,
They find jobs.
Well, they find jobs. Oh, boy. So, it's just amazing. You take a look at a team like Florida. They had been kind of down a little bit, and they have a new coach. In the very first year they go to the SEC championship game representing the East Side. But you got a coach like Mark Rick, who's been there for 15 years, top recruiting classes. And when was the last time that we were in the SEC championship game?
2005.
Okay. 2005.
It's been 10 years.
10 years since we've been to Atlanta.
Around 10 years.
Well, no wonder we're frustrated.
Well, another point they make, which people need to understand, is the East hasn't been that good the last several years.
No, we haven't been that good, and we still haven't made it.
The entire division hasn't been that good.
I agree, but which means we still haven't made it.
Right.
We had Florida dominating like they did for so many years.
That's where the frustration is. Like I said, Florida's been down, Missouri's mediocre, South Carolina's been down. Georgia should be dominated. That's why Georgia's picked to win every year.
Right.
We don't beat expectations. There's the frustration. Why every year
I agree.
It's like that guy made the joke every year. I'm the same way. I get those preseason magazines. I lay by the pool. I read how good we're going to be. All these All-Americans.
Big smiles on our faces.
Georgia's going to roll in the SEC East. And every year it's
we lay eggs. And so that's the reason why so many people are upset and so forth. I don't know what it's going to take to turn things around at Georgia. You know, Coach Rick comes in as a new coach and does very well the first 5 or 6 years he's there, and the last 10 years or five years he was there. And then the next 10 years, hadn't even made it to the SEC championship game. Maybe it's time for Coach Rick at the end of the season to just say, hey, I need a fresh start. I need somewhere else, and let's try to find someone. Because, each year there's always all this hope. But if you've got the number one recruit in the nation coming in with a quarterback, it may be good to say, all right, let's roll the dice again next year. See what happens.
I think he makes that decision. I said, if Mark Rick wants to leave, he's leaving on his own accord. No one's forcing him out the door after 15 years at Athens.
No, they're not going to do that.
It's not going to happen. Georgia's not firing him. Georgia's not forcing him out. If Mark Rick decides to leave on his own, he'll leave on his own. That's the way it's going to be played out because him and McGarity have a very good relationship. And
I understand in that situation that rumor that you're talking about with the athletic director wanting him to resign or let him go at the end of the season last year, that the president of the university overruled that. That's what I heard. But I don't think it's true.
I just believe McGarity. If McGarity says it didn't happen, it didn't happen.
Right.
And Tony Barnhart and him are pretty close. And I just believe I think the USA Today. I think somebody told the USA Today guy. That's why I put it in the paper. But I don't think he's got his story straight.
Okay.
Just hearing from everybody I talked to in Athens, that never happened.
That never happened.
And like I said, why would they give an extension?
I know they gave him an extension. Yeah. Why give him an extension?
That's what doesn't make sense.
I don't understand it.
If you don't ask a guy to resign and turn around next week, give an extension. So I don't think that this story is accurate. I think Tony Barnhart and Ray McGarry are saying that's just a bogus report.
Things that just don't make sense, huh? Now,
just because it's in the paper doesn't mean it's true.
No, just because you hear it or see it or read it or whatever the case may be, does not mean it's true. And especially if it's on social media. There's no consequences for folks to put false information on it.
That's what got everybody riled up. That article came out and everybody goes, oh my gosh.
I know, because it was in the USA, yeah.
Right, like I said, but McGarity adamantly says that never happened.
All right. Rhythm on the River. How do you enjoy it?
I had a good time.
Had a good time?
I said, that's my band, Second Chance Band. Did a great job.
Yeah. I could not believe the crowd there at that fair on Friday night.
That's what I can't believe.
At 7:30, the traffic was backed all the way up to the Rainier Light there, Rainier Road and the highway there at 7:30. And that means that the Rhythm on the River had already started, okay? So there's a ton of folks down there at the JC Fairground and Landing on Friday night.
The fair did well.
The fair did very well. I've never seen so many people at a fair.
Traffic was it took a long time to get to the parking lot.
What time did you get there?
Let's see. I think I got there at 8 o'clock.
Oh, God, you didn't get there late.
I got there late.
Wow. Okay.
I was running behind.
Okay.
I got there.
But you got there in time to see Second Chance Band play, yeah. You bring your lawn chair and all that, walk down the hill.
Yeah, they rode me down on the golf cart.
They did. Well, bless their pea-picking hearts.
Yeah. Mark Watson drove me down and Matt Hubbard drove me back. I didn't have to walk at all.
You didn't have to walk at all, huh? So, good crowd and all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah, it was a good crowd.
Everybody seemed to be satisfied with it?
Yeah. It went well. It's just a nice venue. Mm-hmm. It's just a beautiful night.
That's a beautiful area for a concert. Absolutely beautiful area. So I'm glad that whoever came up with this idea last year.
But the fair did well Friday.
Yeah, it did very well.
Friday.
Yeah, very well on Friday. All right, so Rhythm on the River went well, and of course the fair went great. And Wayne County football this coming Friday night up at Mary Persons in Forsyth. So tell us about the Touchdown Club tonight. What's going on with the Touchdown Club?
It's a treat meal, but everybody's invited.
Everybody's invited.
The regular season's over, so just come, pay for your meal. Coach Grooms will address the club like he always does. And like I said, I'm sure he was up there watching that Mary Persons West Lawrence game, so I'm sure he's got a good scouting report. He can tell us what we can expect against the Bulldogs, whether they're a throwing team, running team, what they like to do. So,
what time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at Sybil's. Okay. Everybody's invited to the Touchdown Club meeting tonight. Don't have to be a member. Dutch treat. Just show up. Watch the festivities and activities and listen to Coach Grooms and see what's going to be happening with Wayne County in the first round of state playoff action. So the Wayne County cross-country team, both boys and girls, win the district last week, but in state, a little different story there.
It's just tough to compete statewide right now. Like I said, the program's dominating the region, but once they get to state, they still, there's a lot of runners up there. There are 213 runners in the boys race, 231 in the girls race. So it's a lot of runners.
Well, they've had such a history and tradition of cross country up there in the greater Atlanta area. I'm talking probably about the 15 counties up in that area that we just not have had down here in South Georgia. That they just have more experience, more runners, apparently better runners up there.
Just a class. George Talkowitz just dominated this region all season long. He finishes 81st in state, so I mean, it's just in the middle of the pack. So, and he's a very excellent runner, but. I said we dominate here, but we still need to step it up if we're going to compete statewide, which is a lot of, but we're competing statewide in a lot of areas too. Like I said, the girls softball team had a chance. They're still shaking their head about that Beaufort game. If they could have beat that Beaufort team first game, it could have been a whole different story. Had a lead going to the fifth.
Okay. Well, Veterans Day comes up this Wednesday, and I guess the two big events on Wednesday are what?
Well, the big event's the high school assembly. Everybody's invited at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock at the auditorium. Everybody's invited to the Veterans Day performance there at the high school, right?
Okay. And then they have the luncheon, of course, at the VFW. And Harry was in here to tell you the parade. Did you get the details of the parade?
Yeah, the parade starts at 5 o'clock. It'll light up where, like the Christmas parade does there, along South. Let's see here, South West Broad Street there in front of Cafe Euro and Dr. Bodner and the American Eye Care. Line up there. It is first come, first serve on that. So it's not like you already have to have a position or have a reservation. You can just show up and be in the parade if you'd like, in the Veterans Day Parade this coming Wednesday in downtown Jessup. It'll start at 5, and it'll be there on the on Southwest Broad Street and go across Cherry Street down to Walnut Street, turn left there at the fountain, go up to Macon Street, up that one block, turn on Macon Street to the left, and go Macon Street all the way down Macon Street to Orange Street, and then take a left, and then come back around to Broad Street. So that's the route of the Veterans Day Parade. So anybody who wants to be in it can be in it. Just show up and then get in line and be in the parade. And of course, if you're not in the parade, just line up along that route and watch the parade go by, and especially cheer on the veterans that'll be in there. You'll have the Wayne County High School Band. You'll have some honor guards in there and some other special folks that'll be in there representing the veterans.
Big day. Like I said, important day. Need to remember the veterans. They did that. Trying to think where it was. They recognized them. But anyway, they've been recognized at a lot of places. But
yes, they have. And so
thank those people.
Yeah.
I said that's why I get so upset when people don't vote, because those people fought and died for the right to vote, for freedoms and things like that, and people just don't take advantage of it. But
okay. Well, Veterans Day Parade, 5 o'clock in downtown Jessup, so be there and support the veterans. You can either be in the parade or just watch the parade and have a good time. And then at 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning, everyone's invited to the free performance put on by the Wayne County High School Veterans Day performance, which you'll enjoy starting at 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning there in the auditorium. Well, Bob, anything else in your mind?
Nope.
Any important meetings this week?
Well, the IDA in the county meets tomorrow at 9 o'clock for that energy excise tax.
Oh, okay.
And the school board meets tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So those are the two meetings tomorrow.
Okay, that sounds good. Have a good day. All right, the world famous Butch and Bob Show brought